All right, hey, we get a lot of questions a lot of times, different guns, whatever it is. And the hammer, we've worked through it all. I mean, the hammer's been out for a while. But one of the questions we do have that keeps coming up, and we figure we just answer is, how do you put a sling on this thing? You want to put a sling on it, carry it through the woods, go hunting. I think it'd be pretty awesome. So we're going to take the hammer here, just for the ease of operation. What I did was we took this apart off the top. Actually, I didn't take it apart, but they gave me the parts. So I take this and we'll actually show you how to mount a sling to this. So I've got the back portion, which goes here, and the foregrip up in the front on how we're going to set that up. And you can buy it all right here off the internet, and you guys can pick it up yourself. It really depends. There's a couple different ways to do it. So I'm going to set this gun off to the side, and we'll talk about it. So slings, you can buy whatever you want. If you want the old leather strap like your parents have, or you want the new rubber one that looks like tire tread like this, you can put whatever you want. Really what it boils down to is what we have for the mounting mechanism on here. So if we go through, there's a couple different ways to mount it. Let's start with the back. So the back has an area back here underneath the, where the butt of the gun is. If you just come around here to the front, there is a hole that's threaded inside of there. So you can go on the internet, and we bought all this stuff from Midway, USA, to do that. But if you go in and buy this detachable swivel base, it gives you 3 different options in there. There's one that can go directly into wood. Probably just hang on to those for later use anyways. You'll probably find a use for it. So the one that we want is actually a 1024 thread, and the 1024 thread will go on here. But there's a little spacer that goes on here, and it's kind of rounded. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that spacer comes within the kit, and you'll want to screw that on. And what that does is it kind of rounds the bottom of this so that it countersinks when we screw it into here. It just countersinks as we're screwing it in, and you can bring it down here and hand tighten it. If it's me, I'd probably put some blue Loctite on it or something. And we just tighten it down, and it's ready to go, and you can connect your swivel right into there. You can use an Allen wrench, tighten it a little bit further so that your openings for the sling are perpendicular to the gun. So that's the back half. That one's pretty simple, pretty easy to operate. You've got quite a few different options on this one. So if we take the foregrip that's on here, and you don't necessarily, you're going to want to take, you're not going to be able to really get it taken care of while it's on the gun, so you'll probably have to just undo your Allen screws here. There's one on the top and bottom, and you'll just end up sliding this off the gun. We'll take this whole thing, slide it off the end of the gun, and you can work on it this way. It's easy. So this sling adapter that you have here, this is, and this one's probably the most expensive way to go. This is about 25 bucks or whatever, but what it is basically a stud adapter that goes on here that connects to a Picatinny rail. And so we can install a Picatinny rail on the bottom because it has the M-locks built into this. So that's what that's looking like. So you can just clamp that down with an Allen wrench right on top of a rail. So these rails run about under 10 bucks, somewhere in that area. You can mount them right up here on top. Let me just go ahead and take this out of the package just to show you guys. And we got a couple different options here. So while we're looking at this, I'm just giving you the basic rundown. So you can take this from here, and then if you turn it sideways, these can actually lock in, and then you can mount the rail up here in the front. Well, if you want, you can do that, and then we also have this, there's a smaller little rail here. You can even add that to the back of here. If you're looking at this, you can even add it to the back. So there's a little, like, I think it's like 1.5 inches or so, maybe a 2-inch rail that goes on here, but it'll slide right into place. And when it does, then you can have a fully extended, or you can buy the whole length, and then you can clamp this directly onto here, and now you have a swivel stud that's up in the front that you can utilize to attach your sling to. The other option that we have, now that we have these two things here, the other option that we have is, now this one's kind of cool too, and I don't think it's real expensive. I think it's around 10 bucks, 12 bucks, somewhere in that area. But this one's really neat because of the fact that you just take and unscrew it. And it already has the M-lock grooves built into the back side of the nut that's on here. And I can place that inside here. Come on. And then I can screw it down on the front. So what this allows me to do is it allows me to mount the connector up here on the front, and then I can also add a Picatinny rail if I want to behind it. So I could have the sling and the rail in case you want to put a bipod under here, a flashlight, or whatever you want to add to the gun as you're carrying it out to the deer blind or out to the property, depending on where you're going. But yeah, that one's pretty awesome there. It's a very simplistic. The thing I like about this is you could place this anywhere. So you don't necessarily have to place it in this position here. You could actually take and put this up on the side. So if you wanted to carry it on the side. The only thing I'll tell you about if you mount it and carry it on the side like this is when you carry it, depending on which side you put it on, you either have the butt of the gun, or not the butt, but the hand grip on the gun. That'll either dig into the side of your leg as you're walking, or you'll have the scope that'll dig into the side of your leg as you're walking. So I would recommend keep it up underneath if you can. You still have the option to be able to put the rail on there. The rail mounts up pretty clean, and you can add other accessories to it. So that's the simplistic way. There's some options for you. All of it you can order off of Midway USA or any of the companies that you have out there. I'm just giving you a couple different ideas for mounting a sling to your hammer. Because you know what? It's almost hunting season. We're out there chasing deer, whatever it is. But I'm Eydin Hansen. We're with Umarex USA. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's TXHogDude. You can ask me any questions on there you want. Other than that, you guys have fun slinging lead.